shiurim on Dush Lylah?
Talking to us, not to him.
Okay, we're talking to everybody. Yeah, is there people also listening over there on that side as well?
I'm not saying speaking to yourself. I mean, people listening.
Right, we're speaking to them. Yeah. Okay, Dush Lylah, Dush Dalet. Dush Dalet should be interesting. Dush over here. So let's start. Besod kolel balayla. And his Bible tchilat inyan kolel beinyan hashena shel adam. Emasai hu tov yashen ulehefech. So we're going to learn when is it a good time to sleep. You might think that it's always a good time to sleep, but there's good times and bad times. So hine. Zman hashena hu balayla. The proper time to be sleeping, says the Arizal, is by nighttime. Vaz hashena tov ma'od kamo shizbaya. So it's good for a person to sleep at nighttime. Omnam hashena bayom ra hu letzadikim v'tov lerashaim. So it's bad for the tzaddikim to sleep by daytime, but it's good for the rashaim to sleep by daytime. All right, so zulotzi b'yom Shabbos, except for Yom Shabbos, k'moshis by b'inyan inyana b'seder hayom, v'gam inyan Yom Shabbos ein sham. So over there, when he discusses Shabbos, he discusses how usually it's not a good idea to sleep by day. But Yom Shabbos is different. Yeah, you had a question?
Yes, it's Chazal. That's Shena Tov Shoyim Bad Tzadikim.
Yeah.
But is he learning pshat in the Gemara that it's only by Yoim? This Chazal? Is that what he's saying over here? He's telling us.
So again, the Chazal that says where?
Somewhere in the Gemara it says that Shena Tov Shoyim and Rana Tzadikim.
Right.
So is he learning pshat in this Gemara?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's only by Yoim. But by Lylah would be different.
Of course, even tzaddikim have to sleep. What? Does that have mean that tzaddikim can't sleep? The Chazal says 3 days without sleep you die. No, so somebody tzaddikim sleep when? It says the Riza is dafka b'yom. But I'll tell you.
They can't do Avodah Hashem.
Yeah.
That's why it's bad to by day. By day is Avodah.
Avoid. Okay, so that's your pshat. In Sefer Mitzvahs, in Pashas Va'ez Chanan, he explains a bit more. He says the words like this: when somebody sleeps, when a tzaddik sleeps by night, this is what happens. As we explained last time, his neshama goes into what's called the Malchus Elyon. The Malchus, wherever that is, the Malchus Elyon. There's 2 things that a tzaddik will achieve. One thing, he will rejuvenate his neshama. It gives him menuchas nefesh. And as well, part B of that is that if any avera came his way, there's going to be a tikkun on the levushim of his neshama. Either we'll get ktsas tikkun if there was a small chet, therefore it's like a pgam in the levush of his neshama, that will be nisaken by nighttime. If there was a big chet, then the whole levush has to be replaced. So that's 2 milas already. And the 3rd mila is called Ibul Atzadikim. Ibul Atzadikim meaning there are tzadikim that wait for neshamas to come up, and they literally piggyback. A tzaddik, a kadmon, would piggyback on the neshama of a tzaddik and come down with him. B'chatzotz Lylah. The tzaddik is supposed to wake up b'chatzotz Lylah like David the Melech, ba'od lach. Those are the 3 milas. Okay.
Well, a tikkun for if it's a small
Tikkun for his particular levush and neshama. It was any chet. The second one is the menuchas and nefesh. It just, like you were saying, these koichas. That's what he'll get it. The malchus elyon is not just he happens to sleep and rest. What was really happened is that he's being rejuvenated by the malchus elyon. And the third one is called ibur neshama of the tzaddik. That's basically called in English piggybacking. The tzaddik will use his neshama as a piggyback to come back into this earth, misaber, it's called ibur, as misaber into the goof. So in this tzaddik, you have 2 neshamas. You have his neshama, and you have a neshama of a tzaddik.
It's can happen every day, Every day.
Every night, not by day.
So by Rizal Moshlem Sinari, what it means they go back up. When they go back up afterwards?
When he goes back to sleep.
With change over is this time.
It's not for sure you'll get an ibn neshama of a tzaddik every time. Depends on your ma'asim tovim. So if you
What is tzaddikim mostly got? They got to like Cholos, they learn there in Shemaim. That's a separate Indian, no?
What, Olam and Neshamas?
Yeah, they go up.
Yeah.
They go and set up as the time in sleep. You can be massive more than 70 years or something. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not-
that's supposed to the Arizah as well, yeah.
It's part of the process somehow.
Yeah, Shiur Shamala, yeah. But here we're talking about bringing it down with you into this earth, so all of a sudden you feel like you're a super tzaddik today. Everything's going good, you're doing mitzvahs, you're masig, you're machad chedushim, and then you attribute it to yourself. Wow, I'm such a... No, but really you should know you're getting what we call sometimes siyat d'shmai, but really what it is, technically it's an ibn neshama of a tzaddik. Okay? Could be out of mixers or not, and there's all halachas involved as well.
Why did Tzaddik want to do such a thing? Yeah, Tzaddik. Why isn't he happy?
He gains. It's an aliyah for him. It's an aliyah for his neshama as well. Besides, it's zen and zen, because he's being giving you a schus to do more mitzvahs.
He's got to find the right neshama to go down.
So that's why they are tzaddikim.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Mama Chazal. The Mama Chazal that says what? That it's good for the tzaddikim to sleep by nighttime. Now, why is it bad for the tzaddikim to sleep by daytime? Well, we're getting interrupted here by Mrs. Answering phone. Okay, so why is it bad for the tzaddik to sleep by daytime? Guess. Because, again, when we said he sleeps, that's an opportunity for the tzaddik to leave. Okay, so when he sleeps, that could be that if the tzaddik were to would want to leave, he wouldn't be able to until you go back to sleep. So he would take that occasion to leave. Okay. Also, there's another reason given in Pri Etz Chaim that says that sleeping by daytime is no good because there's no the doors to the Malchus Elyon are not open. So where are you going to go? Where's your neshama going to go to? It's obviously leaving you because you're sleeping. So it's going between Beini. It's going between the Malchus Elyon and between this world. Ben Arekiyas, it's called, between the heavens. And there Poreach, Ben Arekiyas, it's not me saying it, it's all in Pri Etz Chaim, there are neshamas floating. There are not zoiche to go to the Malchus Elyon. Usually the neshamas are Rishaim. So there's a chashash that is going to be nidbak to a person if he sleeps by daytime. Neshamas are Rishaim. Okay, so now we understand the Chazal a bit better. So toiv letzadikim b'layla, ra letzadikim b'yom. The shayla is, what about fakir? Why is it toiv l'reshaim b'yom and ra b'layla for the reshaim? What's pum fakir? The other way around. Because the reshaim, why is it ra b'layla? Because they're not going to go up to the Mokim Elyon by nighttime. Where do they sleep? They don't get the Meruchas Nefesh, because the doors of the Malchus are not going to be open for them. So they're going to be floating ben Arakim, and therefore they're going to be, who's going to be nidbak to them? The Ibn Neshamas Rishayim. So it's not good for them to sleep by nighttime, because who they're going to encounter are only more Rishayim. But it's toy for them by Yom, because even if they sleep they will definitely sleep by nighttime. Or they'll get mushba by the Rishon, but when they sleep by daytime, they'll leave them. These neshamas who are nidbak balayla will leave them. That's why it's toivla.
Again, maybe other ones will join them. Where could that happen?
Yeah, but usually, yeah. Yeah. So the shayla is now bismanenu. So even tzaddikim bismanenu sleep by day.
Well, if you live in Gateshead, then there's no net.
So the shayla is, what gives us the permission? What gives us the head to sleep by night, by daytime? You want to rest. It's long days. Summers are very, very long days, and it's such an avail. We're not doing the arizal.
If you do it Shem Shemayim, then you get a shmir from the Eibishter.
Okay, so the Ben Ish Chai in Rav Palim and Chelik Beis, he says he gives two tools. One,
same as David before.
What?
Same as David before, and then it's a shmir.
Okay, all right. But he says, anyways, but if you're doing it l'shem Shemayim, this is the second teretz. If you're doing it l'shem Shemayim, then you're shmir from Hashem. Shoma mitzvahs lo yodor ra, right? Shoma pesachim. So you are protected when you're doing it. You say to yourself, like you're saying, I'm mispaled that Hashem will protect me, and I'm doing the Shem Shema in order to get kochas to learn or to go to do panasa, whatever. But that's the shmiel. The other thing he says is something very interesting. He says that what's the problem over here? The problem is if you go sleep by daytime, you'll lose the ibn neshama that you got by nighttime, right? You got an ibn neshama by nighttime. Well, who's to say you got an ibn neshama by nighttime?
All day, we don't have to be chayshish for it.
Oh, so we said that the tzaddikim, when they go up, they get ibn neshama of these great tzaddikim, akadmoinim, tanaim, amoraim. He says, "Bizmanenu, we don't have to be choishish that much. That we'll get all these big tzaddikim that we can't sleep by daytime because maybe we might lose them." And the other reason why you shouldn't sleep by daytime is because it nidbak the reshaim to you. So he says that bizmanenu is nichlash the kochas samach mems sitra acher. They don't have such a koch to be nidbak to us. So we also don't have to be choishish. So all these reasons given to the Arizal are either told because of great tzaddikim or bizman, maybe the Arizal, where there was more of a chashash that the koch was there. So that's what he said. The Rav Palim, interesting Ben Ish Chai. Chelik Beis. Yeah, Siman Tes. Okay, let's go weiter. Omnam inen hashena shel Lylah nivaya oisa besod birkat hamapil chevel shena v'gam at nivaya k'tzatz inyana mahi. Okay, office makes a remez that if you want to look up things more in depth, look up in the various places, but here it's more of a kitzur. Omnam da, ki tov hu lizay shelo yeshom ha'odom tekev achet tfilas arvis. A person after tefillah, sometimes it's very late and you go home and you want to sleep straight away. So says Arisa, no, you shouldn't do that. Why? Omnam yisha ad shiavu shlosha shos min halayla v'yachar yasher. He just said, and says Arisa, but you should be very careful not to come and sleep straight away, but wait 3 hours. So by us in England, it's the 11:30, whatever. Sometimes you get to wait 3 hours after that. Yeah, sure, no problem. But he explains why. There's a reason why. The inyan ze toloi b'masha omu chazal b'pereg ein omdim. It's the Mishnah in Brachas, Daf Lamed, Amud Beis. Chasidim harishonim, says the Mishnah, hayu shoim sha'achas v'ach gam mitzpalim. So they used to wait 1 hour, and they used to also, as you say, sha'achas acher tefillah atzma. And after they prayed, they would wait 1 hour. And Shaar achas b'tfilas atzma hem shlosha shos b'kol tfilas mishloshes tfilas hayom. So they used to pray 3 prayers every day, 1 hour before, 1 hour after, 1 hour for the tefillah. So that took them 3 hours to pray 3 times a day, 9 hours. So the Gemara asked the kasha. The Gemara asked, "Tzorich leida ma'inyanam shel elu." So we have to understand. First of all, it says that. Yeah, that's good. So first of all, I understand what is this whole Indian that they waited 3 hours? So the Gemara asks, so when did they learn and when would they work at all? So the Gemara says because they were Hasidim. The Gemara says they're Hasidim, so obviously the little panasa they used to do is bareches. The Gemara says that they would get special blessing, and also, actually, the Gemara doesn't use this lotion. Torah also emasai haisa nasis. The Gemara says mishtameres. The Gemara says, how would they keep? Not how would they learn? They learn a little bit, I suppose, because if they're doing 9 hours already just tefillah. But the little that they learned, it was mishtameres, was kept. It was a special bracha they would never forget. They never had to do chazal, these people. These tzaddikim was always mishtameres. It wasn't because they were chassidim, it was a chassidish thing, meaning chibub mitzvah, but rather it must have been for a very, very important reason. So it says, Omnam so the inehim. Da ki koidem chorban habayis kimat shelo hayitzirim Yisrael yispalel. Before chorban habayis, nobody had to really pray. Why? B'fi shazun hayu tamid ponim beponim ki amochim deza hayu kaimim bo tamid V'lo mistalkim klas. So, za, what happens? Abba v'ima come down and make a ziva. They give moichim to za and nukva, and they used to stay there all the time. Shlo yu az tzorech el ma'aseh tachtonim tfilasam kedei lehamshich moichim el azun kedei lezavgim panim bepanim. But you didn't need. What's the whole point of tefillah and the mitzvahs in order to mali the birurim and to give za v'nukva the man that they need. You didn't need that at the time it's Chorban Habayis. Before Chorban Habayis. Aval la'acher Chorban Habayis, Beis HaMikdash, b'avanseinu harab instalko mochim min hazon, ועל תפילותינו אנו גורמים להחזיר ולהמשיך המוחים בזון, כדי שיזדווגו באיזה תפילה וישפיע שפע בעולם, ואחרי התפילה חוזרים המוח מסתלקים מהם עד זמן תפילה אחרת, וכל דרכו תמי בכל תפילה של ימי החול. So what happens nowadays? Nowadays it's different because they used to we daven, we get mochim to go to zun grow, but right after we daven, all the mochim leave zun. They leave. And that's why we have to pray again and again and again and again, as opposed to before Chorban Habayis, they used to pray once and that was good enough. They barely had to do brachas or any of that. גם זה סוד מה שאומר בגמרא שהקסס תלמידים חכמים מספלים תפילת נדובה באמצע היום. Why נדובה? Why would they pray באמצע היום? Not because they felt. כוונות המעשה להחזיר המורים פעם אחרת, לגרום זיווג אלוהים בשעה עיתות היום. So the reason why is to pray extra prayers besides the 3 prayers is because in order to be מחזיר the מורים. גם זה סוד מה שעיסה בגמרא. שההיה קצת אויסה חכמי היו נוהגים ליבוש תפילין כל היום. So why would people wear tefillin the whole entire day? You even see it nowadays. I'm sure people are not aware why they're doing it, but he says about Tamu, שעל ידי כך היו גורמים אל המוחים העליון דזון שלא הסתלקו מהם כל היום. כמו שהסבר לאל, זה לאל, בדרוש התפילין, בדרוש למה הזמן תפילין של הוא ביום, ולא בלילה, אין שם. And that's the reason why you would wear tefillin all day, or these tzaddikim would wear tefillin all day long in order to keep the moichim there, because the tefillin are a remez to moichim. When you take them off, that means the moichim leave. But if you have to keep them on, that means that's a siman that the moichim are still there, and that's what you need. וגם שם נסבע הנה נזכר פה, בסוד הסתלקות המוחים אחרי כל תפילה. ושם נסבע הנה הסתלקות הזה, מה עניינו ולהיכן נסתלקו ומה נעשה ממנו אין שם. So there's more details. Where exactly do the mochim go to, and how long do they go, when do they come back? Ein sham. Ein sham. In drush hey of tefillin. And then he continues. V'nazol inyane. Let's go back to the Chasidim Rishonim, because we asked the kasha. So what pushed these Hasidim to daven or take 3 hours, 1 hour before, 1 hour or afterwards, and 1 hour during for the tefillahs? And he says, "Hasidim Rishonim hayu shoyim sha'achas achet tefillah. Somebody kedei ligrom lemala kiyum amadas hamochim bezun sha'achas achet tefillah shelo yistalku tekef." That was the whole point again, to keep the reshima or to keep the mochim there as long as they could. וזה סוד מה שאומר חז"ל, על משה רבינו עליו השלום, שלא היו יודות פרוסוס יוסף משלוש השעות. טעם הוא, לפי שאין כוח ביד אדם להמשיך מוחים הנזכרים, יוסף משלוש השעות. כי עניין הנזכר בחסידים הראשונים. So we know when Moshe Rabbeinu was fighting against the Amalekim, he would raise up his arms, and then they would win the war. When he would lower his arms, they would lose the war against the Amalekim. The Gemara asks, what is his arm do war? And no, the Gemara says when they used to look up and see his hands were up, they would say, that would be a simon that they would dive into Hashem, they would make them look and mispalil Hashem. But according to Kabbalah, it's different. The reason why he was doing that is because he was connecting and holding back the moichim from leaving. It's sort of a miniature tefillah. When he used to put his arms up, it was like sort of he was davening and bringing down moichim, the hamshachas moichim. But he couldn't do that more than 3 hours. After 3 hours, that's it. It doesn't work anymore. He put his hands down. And then he would put it up again to be mamshim the moichem 3 hours. Where's this chazal? He says, Mashomu chazal. Where's this chazal to say this?
What's this? Moshe Rabbeinu had a
Yeah.
Jason give him a choice.
Yeah. Where's that?
Oh, he brings my from Sefer HaBoy here.
Oh, so it's not a Gemara. You won't find this anywhere in Shas, but it's Sefer Bahir, which he brings over here, which is brought down by the Ramban in Parashas Shemos. So it seems a cloud of this 3 hours. Okay, also a cloud api Kabbalah. So we can understand why these Hasidim Rishonim.
Could be Rashi about this Yom Shos.
What's that?
Could be says something in Rashi about Yom Shos.
Really? Oh, okay. So
Check that Rashi.
right, well, he learned Kabbalah, I think. Right. So now we can understand why these Hasidim Rishonim, why the 3 hours? Because they learned Sefer Bahir, and they knew in order to get this Kiyum Amoichim, you needed these 3 hours. Okay, we don't know all the ins and outs, but this 3 hours is very important. We don't know why exactly 3 hours, but the 3 hours is important. That's why they did 1 hour before, 1 hour after, in order to make the moicha. V'nir le'an is dati chaim, ki ma shemenichem tefillin kol hayom, הטעם הוא לפי שבחינס התפילין הוא רשימו של המויכים הסתלקו כנזכר לעיר בדרוש הלילה, בדרוש תפילין. It's going back to tefillin. Why would you wear tefillin as long as you could? Because there's two parts to the moichim, I would say. The actual moichim itself, which is the blood source for the parzufim to grow, zav and nukva. That's what they need. That's why we have to always do these mitzvahs and mispalel in order to give them growth. But there's also something called reshima. That means the residue. The residue is sort of the leftovers of the moichim, which is also sort of that also helps. It's not the actual etzim moichim, but it's the reshima. So he said the tefillin resemble this reshima. But the actual prayer, that is the actual moichem bringing down. But you can only keep it there only for 3 hours. All right, so he says, we have to say that's how we miyashiv these two chazal by Moshe Rabbeinu and the Sefer Bahir, that he only kept his hands up 3 hours. V'nimsa ki lefi ze ein roi la'odam le'shen tekev balayla achet tfilas arvit, and that's why we're told not to sleep straight away after arvis. Sheisha shiur shlosha shos la'amid ha'moichem be'elyon zon. In order to keep the moichem, they don't just fly away, but rather we keep it there. And the longer we keep it there, the stronger that imbues the power of Zah. And the more, obviously, what it gives us, because the more Zah is empowered, the more shefa we receive here in Olam HaTachton. Ki hashena hi yisod istalkus hamoichem shebo, kemo shizbayah b'zat Hashem. And this whole dush is about Lylah, dush Lylah, and what happens by Lylah is when you sleep. What happens when you sleep? That's the opposite of what we're talking about here. That's not mamad of the moichem, but the stalkus of moichem. Hina inen kavanas hashena. Let's go now into discussing sleeping. And there's halachos over here because we also serve Hashem while we're sleeping. Inyanahu shetzarich adam lechaven ki gam be'es hashena oved et boro besol b'chol derachecha de'ehu. In all my ways, I serve you, I know you, and I serve you, I come close to you, by even sleeping. So before a person goes to sleep, he has to mechaven that he is. I only know 2 places where he says this, also by Netilas Lulav. When you're shaking the lulav, you have to remember, we saw this by the Shaar he says you have to imagine that you're Zah, and these are your Hasidim that you're bringing forward upwards to Abba V'Ima, and then you bring the Hasidim back to you. Here he says this as well. When you're sleeping, imagine that you're Zah. Asher hepil alav amatzi taldema v'yoshem esod shena who saw the stalkus amochim mimena. So when you sleep, you have to imagine now you're Zah, and what happens to Zah when there's a taldema? The morchim, which you got from Abba Ve'ima, now leave him. We know that the moichim that Zah receives are always packaged in the nai de'ima. So all that means the moichim of Abba be'ima, in the levush of the nai de Abba be'ima, all go up. V'nichnas reisha b'reisha de nukva de Zah. Okay, have all this in mind. You're going to sleep, istalkas, of the moichim and the levushim. And where do they go? They go to nukva. They go to nukva. V'ali de kain nivnes. What does that give her? That makes her grow very, very quickly, because she's not receiving it now via Zah. Nukva is not receiving a Zah, but rather she was receiving it directly to nukva from Ima. Besod vayiven Hashem et tzela. V'ayim b'dush hashova b'dush hanesir hanasis ba'asesim yetshuva ki sham nizba me'amitu t'inyaze. Because there he explains in Asesim Yetshuva, he really goes ba'ariches godol all the inyan of the Nesir and exactly all the details of how she gets the shefa. V'zeh inyan nimshach ad chatzos halayla. And all this process of him sleeping and the shefa going instead of him is going from Ima directly to Nukva. It's happening until chatzos halayla. V'az kvar nivne is Nukva v'nitkena. So chatzos halayla, you have to know that she's already built, because she was in a kuda katana. So what happens next? Next stage, Chatzos Lylah, as we know, David the Melech used to wake up at Chatzos Lylah. Why? Because of this inyan, Zah wakes up. Why is he waking up now? Because the whole point of this exercise was in order for Nukva to grow as she goes kol koima shel Zah, and therefore she's able to mizdavik with Nukva, so he wakes up. Lakum b'chatzos halayla lehorois inyan chazal tzimochim b'reisha dezah lizdavik benukva k'mo shizbai v'inyano. So a person wakes up at night, as Zah wakes up at night, to show this inyan that he's ready to make a zivug with nukva. V'haben eitiv inyan kimat chatzos halayla b'sod chatzos halayla akum lo'idus lach ligam zivug elyon. V'ini k'mos l'shena b'atzmo ha'inyan hu lemala v'inyan domita v'taldema shel Zah. Again, all for sleeping. It's not only for physical rest, but it's in order to make this tremendous inyan of Tadma and Domita, which leads to the Nesira, as we spoke many times. Kihine nafla olav Tadma v'yashem v'az mochin shelo mistaku mimenu v'noda sha'mochin shelo him b'chinas nishmatzo v'ruchniuso v'olev nishmoso lemala ad abba v'ima. So what happens again? So Zah goes to bed, or you go to bed. What happens? You lose your consciousness. It means the moichim are mistalking from you. Where do they go? They go to Abba Ima. This is a different inyan. I mean, it's two things are happening over here. We said, first thing we talked about is how the moichim are going to Nukva. Another portion of the moichim, what's happening is that they're also going to Abba Ima, and that's what's happening. Sham hu male man be'ima ilah, and they go up to Abba Ima, particularly to Ima. V'gom zivug elyon dev abavim. Abavim make a zivug now. V'alidei ken chozim lamshich alav moichim chadoshim, and that will give him moichim chadoshim k'dei sheyochol lizdavigim nukva achei chatzos halayla. So two things are happening. First of all, we have to give koach to nukva in order to grow her. The moichim of Zah will go to her in order to grow. Also, the moichim de Zah will also go up to abavim in order him to receive from abavim, or in order for him to get koach to mizdavig. Va'ava pi shekol azivug de abavim atzar shiyale shneim zun sod man. So even though both have to be ma'aleman, not only Zah but also Nukva have to be ma'aleman to abavima, ein ze ela kishdavig hu letzorach shneim. That's in order for both of them to mizdavig. Aber azivug hu de abavima ein ela tzorach tikun anukva besod yiviven Hashem Elokim etzela. Therefore, that's why only Zah needs to be male man to nukva in order to create, in order for her to build herself up, in order to make a zivug. So therefore, a person also by nighttime, when a person goes to sleep, he says, Again, his neshama leads him. Humale oisam b'tchinas halayla besod man legabe nukva dezal tzorch shela. In order that nukva, his particular nukva grows to be his kol koma. כדי שתאכל אחר כך היא באויסר רגע ממש של חוץ הלילה, לילה זמן לגבי בעלה שהוא זר או מתחיל להזדבק עמו בחצות הלילה. Now he's saying something a little bit different now. He's saying now, a new Inyan, as the Mefarshim explained, that what's happening over here is that he goes to sleep. I know it's a little bit confusing, a lot of things are happening over here. Because the first thing we spoke about is that he goes to sleep and he's setting her man to build her up. Then we talked about he's sending man lemala for Abba Ima to make a zivug in order for him to get shefa, in order for him to get koach to mizdavik. And this is a third inyan that he's sending her man, but then she sends it back to him in order to me'orer him to make a zivug with her. All right, it's a little bit complicated. So he sent her man, she sends it back to him in order to say kilo, she's ready. And therefore, that's me'orem in order to make a zivug with her b'chatzos halayla. B'chatzos halayla.
How do you send man when you're asleep?
Sorry?
How can you send man when you're asleep? You're not doing anything.
Because it happens automatically.
I mean, it's really Zah doing it. It's not really when you're imagining your Zah.
Yeah, you're imagining Zah, and you're just
It's
being
just empowering
aware.
Zah.
Yeah, you're just being aware that it's happening. You know, not that you have to do anything particularly. It's going to happen whether you want it to happen or not.
It's not toilech based on kavanas krishma like we said before, certain kavanas that you said before, or something.
No, Someone's going to go there whether you like it or not.
Right.
Yeah, again, there's going to be enough community with
Where's this 3 hours? You have to wait 3 hours. Why? What are you going to do during those 3 hours? Any hachonas for this?
No, it doesn't say. No. Yeah, just the fact that you are awake and you're a yid, you know.
That empowers. That
empowers Zah, which you are doime b'tzelem Elokim, you're Zah. That empowers you with more moichim. That keeps the shefa going.
For the right time when it gets to chatzos.
Yeah, until the right time, until you go to sleep, until chatzos, and all this will be happening. All these three processes that we talked about, and then then you have a zivug Zah v'nukva.
In the previous drush, did you not speak about this something happening at chatzos? Different things.
No, this is Hamshach, yeah. You have the Taldema, you have the Nisira, and then you have the Moichim either going to Abba V'ima, also going to Nukva, and now we're talking about the Nukva sending back the Moichim to Zah, saying, I'm ready, I'm giving you Koach, and to make a Zivug. And then we'll just a few more lines, we'll finish off here. Afa pi shazivug hazeh tamid v'holer kol chatzos achroina shel halayla ad boker. So l'chora, what's going on over here? All these hachonos are happening, right? So Zah has to go to sleep. Without Zah going to sleep, the moichim don't leave him. If the moichim don't leave him, you can't send moichim to Abba V'ima. You can't send moichim to Nukva, and then Nukva won't be able to send it to you. And while he's sleeping, also it's building up Nukva. So its kasha is, why doesn't Zah sleep all through the night, even after Chatzot Halayla? Because the more he's sleeping, the more all these things can happen. All these things can happen, and then just before the morning, Alois Shach, he should get up and make a zivug. That would make more sense. So he says, no, he doesn't have to sleep any more than Chatzos Halayla. Kivan shekava alta ma legabe bala betchilas zivug berega Chatzos Halayla. Because all we need is that it's enough. A Chatzos Halayla, that's enough sleep to be maliman and to create the zivug, and that's all you need. You don't need to sleep anymore to create more morchim and to make a bigger or better zivug. That's is אין בכך כלום. וזה סוד מה שאומר בזוהר, כי בעשר חצות הלילה מזכירים, מכריזים למעלה שיורדו נשומות הצדיקים מהתחתונים, למקומם בעולם הזה. We're talking about people. Tzadikim go to sleep at night time. And then the Zohar says, then there's a achaza, there's a call, bass call that comes out to these tzaddikim in the olam and the shoma, says, now come down, come down, wake up. L'shavcha, l'mareyam, l'aska, b'oraita, go down, says the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and start learning Torah, b'chutzos halayla, b'sod ma shenema, hine bochu et Hashem, kol abdei Hashem, omdu b'veit Hashem b'layla, kinizka, b'zohar, v'yakel, Kuf Tzadik Vav Amud Aleph, and that's the inyan of sleeping and coming down of the tzaddikim.
One more piece, right?
But the first part of the Lylah, as Kudsha Beruchu Aile Began Edem. So when you're sleeping, the tzaddikim go up to the Malchus, and Kadosh Baruch Hu Mishtashea Sham Im Neshamat Tzaddikim. He sort of plays with them. It means he's teaching them Torah. Ve'inan Ashashua Hu Hazehu Shnishmal Seinu Oilers Besodman. The neshamas go up. Omit Oreros Zivuk Hu Mishtashea Bahem. And that's what's happening. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's the inyan of going to sleep. Okay, so we'll continue next time.